to everything LCS. I know it has been a long while. I missed you. We missed you. I missed Vegas. It's been a while. It's been a crazy time. How about you, man? How have you been?
I have missed this terribly. I have missed talking about League of Legends. All of you, of course, you, Magi, I've missed you terribly. It's been crazy, but LCS come back this weekend, so something good amidst all this stuff. Hyped about that.
Super hyped. I've been watching LPL to kind of sate myself with this. Honestly, LPL games are kind of a fiesta. Honestly, they're super, but I'm ready for some less fiesta. Honestly, I may prefer LCS over LPL. I know people will question me. I need a little more control in my life. Yeah, so sorry guys, things have been crazy lately. Things just didn't work out, so we had to postpone last week, and then we had this great idea to do a reaction episode for each day of the LCS, but then LCS got canceled. But LCS is back, as Vega said before, so we're super happy that it is, and we're gonna actually bring you guys a really quick recap of the previous week, and then we're gonna go into next week and what we expect. But yeah, just really glad to be back.
Yeah, super excited. Like I said, we've had about 2 weeks now to kind of just sit back on thoughts of 2 weeks ago. It's kind of weird thinking back to those games now. It's like half a month ago and trying to remember, like, okay, what was I thinking when this game was happening? And I went back and rewatched all the games from that weekend, and I'm like, this is going to look so different, I think, when we get back. In some of the reactions we have to games that week, I wonder what that's going to look like going into these games this week, because one thing, and I'd like to start on probably, is Cloud9 isn't undefeated anymore.
Yeah, it's really crazy. Cloud9 did not go 2-0 for the first time this split in week 7. They went 1-1, and TSM beat them. You know who TSM was? They were basically my third all-pro. My third all-pro team. So it's like, yeah, that's crazy. They lost TSM. They did what everyone has been saying: fix your draft, and they did team fight comp. Their team fight comp is what honestly shattered scene. Well, they didn't shatter, but they just out team fought. To be honest,
yeah,
it was really good.
I'm gonna say, I'm still not sold on TSM. Until they win games this week, I'm still convinced it's just impossible for them to not go 2-0, 0-2, 2-0, 0-2. Cloud9 just happened to play them on their 2-0 week. So until I see them play, I'm not sold. Now, if they come out beginning of next week and beat Golden Guardians, boom, I'm sold. I'm all aboard the TSM train.
Wait, so if they went 1-1, would you be?
Yeah, I would. I would be okay with that. Okay. Yeah, 1-1. If they go 1-1, I'm okay with it. It's different. Okay. It's not 0-2.
Okay, so if they lose one and then win the next game, all right. So I'm hoping Golden Guardians beat TSM then.
Of course you are.
And then TSM would beat Immortals. Yes, but yeah. So all right, C9's undefeated. TSM went 2-0 week. We're just going to do a quick recap for you guys. Everything, but the C9 game, yeah, great team fighting from both teams. Honestly, thinking back on it and looking, Vulcan honestly had a pretty off game. His Leona was not the, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. There were several engagements where you see him like missing the E or not, landing a lot of skill shots you expect for him, or ults that didn't really hit the target, which Cloud9 relies a lot on. Him being the main initiator and starting things, him and Blabber. So him having an off game kind of showed TSM was able to kind of pick their fights and fight back against them without Vulcan really being on point for them. But not to take anything away from TSM, because they played really well.
Honestly, Biofrost is. Sorry, wait.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. You're good.
Oh yeah, Biofrost engages along with Broken Blade's flanks were super good. They at least got they had so many 3-man knockups with Rakan just from the whole setup with the set Rakan ult and everything. I wish I could use my set that well in my solo queue games. It has not been going well. I have just not the best. I wish I could be like Broken Blade, but yeah, TSM really showed up. They showed why people are still talking about them, even though they seem to coin flip their weeks sometimes. TSM showed great promise. Let's go. Let's talk about who else went 2-0. 100 Thieves.
Oh,
100 Thieves.
how you gonna bait me like that?
I'm sorry, man.
I thought this was all EG, and we're just, hey, we'll talk. Okay, fine. We'll talk about 100 Thieves. Sure. Whatever.
Oh man. Yeah. So 100 Thieves went 2-0. The first game that they won, honestly, was not that clean at all. It was more about Dignitas throwing rather than 100 Thieves. Acadian was straight smurfing. I feel super bad for him because Acadian was actually smurfing that whole game to them. And honestly, this segment will be more about 100 Thieves did play well. The 100 Thieves versus IMT game was good. Ryoma did some nice plays, but that was against Ica, who I'm still not sold. Even on their for fun, even on their for fun in houses, Ica still ended up inting. So I peeped that. I saw it, and I was like, yo, Ica's still inting, even though they're doing for fun games. This is crazy.
He's consistent.
So he is a consistently bad player. So yeah, my toxicity is showing, but I gotta say it. 100 Thieves, I'm glad they got 2-0. This puts them in. This goes back to what I said. Week 7 with playoffs, 100 GG and E are all in the mix of it. If with Dig and TL just not performing, and you know what, Dig and TL did not perform, and Dig went 0-2 as well. The first game, as I said, Acadian carried. I feel super bad. Second game, legit nothing happened until Golden Glue made the play and they lost. So
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So that Dig on it down. But now that we got, I don't really have much to say about Dig, but we could talk about EG if you want, since they also got 2 of them.
Yeah, I was super happy with EG this week. They showed a lot of growth. A lot of their interviews that came out said they felt like they were on the same page now. That people were starting to click. Bang had an interview with I think Ashley Kang, where he was not super depressed. So that was nice to see. That he appeared to be happy to be playing with his team. But yeah, they just looked like a lot better. More cohesive as a whole, and I'm hoping that this extended time will keep that trend going, because EG is one of the teams, we'll talk about them later, that I really think benefits from it. But they have a really tough schedule ahead of them, and they're going to be playing a lot of really hard teams, so them getting a 2-0 in this week was super important, along with 100 Thieves. Any of those teams that were in the middle of the pack right there, those 2-0s are so important for this final push towards playoffs. But yeah, I was super happy, and their wins weren't insanely good. The FlyQuest one, FlyQuest was a good win, but FlyQuest also looked really bad this weekend. We found out, when they played TSM, so now I'm a little more like, was it them or FlyQuest being bad? But then the CLG game, super impressed, because CLG has surged a little bit recently with Pobelter, so I was pretty happy with that. Even as a CLG fan, I've just jumped ship for the rest of the split, so we'll see you in summer.
Gonna get an EG jersey.
Yeah, give me an EG jersey.
See you in summer.
But yeah, I was happy with them. I think if they keep the style they played last week and they can keep that going, they can be a dangerous team in playoffs if they make it.
Yeah, I could see it. I honestly like Bang. I don't know, just a good guy to me. Zazel was a good support in my eyes, and they really showed up. So I'm glad that they were able to get to pick up the 2-0. You know, it'd be super awesome to go to see 3 new, well, quote unquote new teams like be in the play, and especially when they're showing a lot of promise. You know, so super excited about IMT 1-1. They legit got dumpstered by 100 Thieves, and then for the versus TL, I don't know. Honestly, the TL game, they're just not performing. But we'll see how they do in this upcoming. We really feel that that the hiatus could possibly help them, but the week before just was not good. You know, CLG had Wind, who honestly Wind did not look good, but they beat TL, and off of the back of Poe Belter, obviously Poe Belter had an insane game. Ooh, won 11-1.
Yeah, he was absolute. That TP play was just like maybe play of the split.
Yeah, possibly, and then the IMT game. Xmithy just showed up, and Xmithy Apollo pentakill. I never thought I'd think of an Apollo pentakill versus double lift. You know, I always thought Apollo was like and honestly could never really beat double lift, but Apollo got a freaking pentakill that week versus so that shows like how much shape that team is, and it's really really tragic, honestly.
It is. We just had the Apollo roast show where we were like, we don't get why Apollo's starting. Why is Apollo playing? Why is he starting in this game? And he gets pentakill against double lift.
Yeah, it's pentakill against double lift. He carries. He's back in it. It's like, all right, okay. But Ica, I can still always go at Ica. So
yes, Immortals lives.
Kiana play.
Immortals lives to ruin our podcast. Every week when we're like, team's terrible, they're not going to do well. They beat some team they shouldn't beat, and then we're like, okay, maybe they're okay. And then they go 0-2 and look awful. I'm like, It's like they listen to this, and then they're like, okay, they're high on us, time to feed. Oh, they don't think we're good? Let us just beat, the 4-time reigning champion. I don't get it. I don't understand Immortals.
Yeah, I don't really understand them either. But they're doing something, I guess. I'm not really sure. I guess Xmithy may just have TL's number and just but then we'll leave off on off last week by talking about some Golden Guardians. They had the weird game versus Dig where nothing happened until Golden Glue flash E'd and killed them, and then they just ran it down mid and won.
Yeah.
And then they had the C9 game. Not much, but this was the week Keith got subbed out for Huhi, which honestly is something they should have done this whole time. Huhi looked good in the Dig game. They had the set support, and that was pretty good. And in the Golden Guardians versus C9 game, Huni was still the one trying to make plays, and he was honestly making pretty good plays. But C9 was just like, hey, we're serious now. We're not.
That C9 game was not safe for work.
Yeah, it was not.
It was what did like 15K at some point?
Yeah, they were significantly up on Golden Guardians.
It's such a like. I'm gonna give you a hard time for this because you've been on Golden Guardians the whole split, and you're like, yeah, it was a game. I think they were down a little bit of gold.
It was a game.
They
got bodied.
There was only one team in that game.
Yeah, and it was C9. And it looked like there was only one player in that game. That one player was Huhi.
Yeah, so, that was it. Huhi's like, please, anyone. Could anyone do anything?
Could anybody exist for me? But yeah, so that was that. But honestly, going off the podcast that we did, the episode that we did before this one, I honestly think our playoff predictions may be in sight to being correct. Maybe C9, TSM, maybe Fly. I don't know, because after that 2-0 week, honestly, FlyQuest could still make playoffs. probably. I think they're still in it, or are they 8-6 right now? Yeah, they're 8-6.
Yeah.
Actually, no.
I think
If
they'll
they
limp in. I think they'll get in, though.
Yeah, they'll get in, but they honestly may not get in as strongly as we.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be a 2 seed at all.
Yeah. And, as we said, LCS is back, but we had this week off. And this week off may be what a lot of the teams needed, honestly, to catch up.
Yeah.
Like, this may be what causes FlyQuest to tumble down the standings. I could clearly see EG coming in there, sweeping in the third spot. They're only one game away at this
It's going to happen. 100%.
But Evil Genius is
2 seed. 2 seed.
2 seed. All right, maybe
I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen.
All right. Okay, I was about to say, let's be locked.
Playoff team. Lock it.
Yes. So going into this upcoming week after the LCS hiatus, right? Currently, our playoff teams are Cloud9, FlyQuest, TSM, 100 Thieves, Evil Geniuses, and Immortals. And with this break, who do we think could really benefit and make that run? Could CLG make a run? No, they can't.
They're mathematically not eliminated yet.
They're not? Okay.
Yeah.
So
But no. But they are. They're not mathematically eliminated, but they are not going to make playoffs.
Oh man.
Don't do that.
Okay.
Don't give me hope.
Sorry, I'm just saying. So with the hiatus, a lot of teams who had problems could be working them out. 100 Thieves had a 2-0 week, so that could show that some of their problems they have finally worked through. TL had an 0-2 week, so for all we know, Double F after that week put in on Twitter, "I'm going to turn this team around." So I don't know. Who knows? This could be the week for that turnaround. They're only 2 games away out of playoffs, and seeing by who they're going against, okay, they may get one win. I really don't think they'll beat EG.
Yeah, I'm actually super concerned about them. Not because I don't think they're good enough, and I think this week they're probably the most obvious of teams that we would pick to say an extra week of practice helps them. But their schedule is not easy. Their last week of the split is FlyQuest C9, and they're not in a position where going 1-1 will get them into playoffs.
Yeah, unless every team above them goes 0-2.
Yeah, and they're going to play EG head-to-head, this week. And if they lose to EG, they're almost eliminated from playoffs. Unless they were to go 3-0 and beat C9 in the last game, which would be insanely tough.
Yeah, that'd be something difficult, especially after a loss. I know, C9 was saying, "Oh man, it'd be great if we lose because we could learn a lot from these losses." They did lose against TSM. They could have learned a lot.
Yeah.
All this past week. So, I believe they will not falter. At all. So, also TL has a really hard match going up against them. I feel their EG game will be mostly EG sided, but the Golden Guardians game, in my opinion, could really go either way. This gave their bot lane a whole other week of synergy to build up with Huhi and FBI. So, and Huhi, known for his communication, could really shore up and help Golden Guardians. And I feel in the case of a jungle match, Closer could outmatch Brock, honestly. Last week, Broxa did not look that good when Closer looked okay, but, Golden Guardians and Impact also did not look,
Yeah.
So that's one matchup I feel could be the make or break. And it could definitely be the make or break for TL, definitely. And that honestly may be the week Golden Guardians slips into the playoff standings, because Immortals, who's in the running right now, is going against TSM and FlyQuest.
Oh man, Immortals and playoffs. I don't even want to like. My dream is that Immortals loses every game from now on, and they don't
Honestly,
make it.
they might.
They have a really tough schedule too. It's
Yeah.
it's a really weird spot because so many teams are in the playoff hunt right here that every single one of these games is so important, not just for them getting a win, but they're competing pretty much every team is competing directly with the team that they're competing with for a spot. Like EGTL, like TL plays Golden Guardians EG, both teams right with them in the standings. And same thing for like Immortals. They're going to play FlyQuest TSM, where both teams with one win ahead of them. So a win against them, even for tiebreakers, is like massive.
Yeah, this week is really impactful because after this, there's only one other. This whatever happens this week may honestly decide if say what if FlyQuest. Yeah, if FlyQuest goes 2-0, they're basically locked in, but I'm not sure if they actually will. 100 Thieves honestly did look pretty good, but 100 Thieves' weak side is Ryoma. FlyQuest's weak side is and Wild. So
Yeah.
but then 100 Thieves also has a problem with stunts. Stun also dies a lot. But I don't think 100 Thieves will go 2-0. They're up against C9, but who knows? But there's a high chance that they'll go 1-1. FlyQuest has a high chance of going 1-1 because they're also against Immortal. So yeah, this is a really interesting week. Is there a team that you want to really talk about? I know we'll talk about TL, but actually no. Let's talk about TL more.
Yeah.
So TL they lost against CLG when they had Wind. They had Wind as ADC, and Wind honestly didn't really look that much better from 6A. Did not look that much better at all. But Pobelter showed up, and CLG also ran Wind against right now, and then TL, they also had a pretty rough game versus Immortal
again.
And yeah, let's see. And the weak part, what really stood out to you during those games, honestly, for the TL Immortal? Like it wasn't honestly that game. A lot of people are ones to flame Doublelift, but it wasn't really Doublelift's fault. I really blame the draft there.
Yeah, it was a terrible draft.
Yeah, abysmal draft.
Yeah, I think we're just used to TL winning lanes and grinding you out of a game, and I don't know the split outside of like one or two games where we've watched where I've been like, wow, Team Liquid is clearly better than the team they're playing. Like you watch Immortals versus TL, and you look at the lineups, you're like, they should win top, win mid, and win bot because all of their players in every one of these lanes are better. And then you get this draft plus people underperforming, and it's like, well, who is this team? This team is. They look like a tied for 7th place team that might miss playoffs. Like, honestly, that's what they look like.
Yeah, and like impact on the Zach was not convincing at all. One point in the match that some the TL like game for me was they were doing a dragon fight and Impact goes in and Broxo tries to like all in and go in with the Zach. Impact instantly dies, and then Broxo ends up just like running. He just runs through the fight. He's like, I'm going in, and I'm not. I was like, and I was like, okay, wow, and that happened.
Yeah, like, oh, all right.
And yeah, and Jensen died, Doublelift died, and it was just like, wow, that was the game.
Did no one watch the Kumo earlier in the split on Zach top? This is what happens to Zach top. When you play against somebody who understands how to play top lane, you are useless the entire game if your team is not winning.
Yes. You're absolutely useless. I saw after that, I was like, why didn't they just go Malphite if they wanted a high impact or engaged champ?
Yeah.
I honestly, if a Malphite would have actually dumpstered the Renekton if they went Malphite,
Yeah,
would have dealt with Kiana fairly well, Apollo easily. Like I don't know. It's
That game was
and
a
I know
huge
Malphite
mess.
isn't a yeah, the game was a myth, and I know Malphite isn't that much of a pick that I've seen LCS, but like anything other than the Zac, I've not seen a single good Zac except for Whippo, and Whippo wasn't trying to fight. He survived his lane and then made all the engages.
Yeah.
You know, so
Is Zac Top the new
but,
NAJS?
no, because NAJ would possibly get a lead and then they'd still do nothing.
Oh, this one doesn't even get. It just doesn't get a lead. It just does. It's worse.
Yeah, this one straight up just does nothing. So it may be worse. Yeah, but hopefully, with this hiatus for LCS, we may see Team Liquid pick up some wins. I honestly hope they don't. If they don't, I know some people would be like, "Oh man, it really sucks. I really would love to see the 4-time LCS champions lose in the final, or lose in the semifinal or something like that." But they're just really not that good right now.
Yeah.
After this week, who knows? We may see some good changes. But honestly, I don't have much, like TL. Right now, the bottom of the standings that we have are Golden Guardians, TL, Dignitas, and Counterlogic Gaming. The only one who has more than one loss in a row right now is TL with two losses and Dignitas with 5 losses.
God, poor Dig. This team was 5-4. Just remember that.
They were 5-4, but this is the week off is also a time that could have helped them. Could have given them more synergy with the Kate. Could have gave them time to be like, "Hey, Huni, stop inting."
Every week for the last 2 years, every team.
Yeah.
Huni, please.
Huni, please just stop inting. But also maybe they may bring in Lorlo. Who knows? I would honestly, after watching how Huni TP'd into the middle of 100 Thieves and basically caused the loss to happen, I'd be down for a Lorlo to come in and save the poor Dig. Dig, Acadian had a really good game. Second game, nothing really happened. He was on Rek'Sai. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he was on Rek'Sai. Your team's just like not doing anything, then can't. This is not going to work out when you're a Rek'Sai versus just all losing lanes. Honestly,
no, it's not. I mean, I'd be happy to see him shake it up because like they've lost 5 in a row, and I know the jungle change is like big. And I thought Acadia did look good. Like he looked fine. No point in either of those games. So I was like, they're losing this because of Acadian.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially the Lee Sin. Oh man, that Lee Sin was so.
I felt so bad for him losing that game.
Yeah,
that game was this is painful, but I'm rooting for 100 Thieves, so it's painful, but I'll get over it. Does 9 wins lock you playoffs?
Actually, I don't know. Does 9 wins lucky? So they have to win 4 in a row. This week they're going against CLG and Evil Genius. Let's see. Who are they going against the following week?
They could win both of those, but
yeah, they could definitely win. I know that you want EG to make it, and honestly, I think EG will.
I think they will too.
Definitely. Yeah, but they could definitely beat Seal. I feel Wiggly hasn't been performing that well, and it's not like Froggen's been doing bad.
Yeah.
It's more about the top. It's honestly about the top side and Aframu died. I'm sorry, Aframu, I'm a fan, but I know you die for the engages, but sometimes you just gotta. But yeah, then after that, they're going against Immortals and TSM. So everything's up in the air. This is a really close playoff race, just like last summer.
Yeah, it is.
Last spring pretty close?
I want to say so. It usually is around like the 4th, 5th, 6th.
Okay. So yeah, we got a really close playoff race, but I feel that these 2 weeks may have given Dig a chance for their jungle synergy to really pick it up. So I'm excited to see what. Let's see, what another team. What's another team that you think would definitely benefit from this week break?
I not one that I think will benefit, but one that could not benefit from it would be TSM, because they were super hot coming off that last week of beating C9, and now they've had like a cool down, like a week of like
Right.
where they didn't go right back to stage and play another team when they were hot on. Like, we figured it out, we know, because I think that when you're on a hot streak like that and all of a sudden something messes up your routine and things change, teams that were doing really well can get pulled back towards the middle. So there's like potential that a team like TSM will be a little bit more lax this week than they would have been otherwise, because they were kind of in that zone. And when everything that's happened with coronavirus and, the teams getting moved, LCS getting canceled, now it's going to be online. If a team has just recently found, their stability and their way of playing, stuff like that can really affect you. And that you're going to play from a new location. You haven't played, outside of scrims, you haven't played any of these teams on stage in forever. It's not going to be a stage game. So, yeah, I worry about that. Yeah. I mean, I think TSM is veteran enough to be okay, but if there was a team that I would worry about, it would be them.
Yeah, I agree. But also, where they're playing on is like where are used to. They do as many games in scrim. They do so many more games in scrims than they do on. So honestly, we may see some crazy stuff from some players. Golden Glue, the scrim god. This may be his comfort, actually.
Yeah, do you think we'll get like super hypey games because they're playing in their scrim environment?
Yeah, and they may be more comfortable as well.
Yeah.
So we may see some crazy plays. I know LPL has been looking a little fiesta, as I mentioned earlier. The games are really exciting, and yeah, I know. That's how I feel watching them. I'm like, oh my god, what is happening? But some of the games are. We may see some pretty crazy stuff going on.
I am super excited for games played at home. Not because I'm happy any of this happening or anything, but just the idea of we might actually see 50 kill games or something like that. I'm so excited.
Yeah, there's a 130 kill game in LPL.
Oh my god.
Yes, I know. It was IG versus the Rogue Warriors. That game was actually pretty cool. But actually, no, it wasn't a 130 kill game. It was a 130 kill best of 5. My bad.
Okay, I was about to be like, Jesus, how?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to go on record right here and go out on a limb and say the standings aren't going to change. These are going to be the teams in the playoffs.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not positive. I'm not positive.
You don't think Immortals is going to get knocked?
I think Immortals will do the most Immortals thing ever and 1-1 the next 2 weeks, and it'll be just enough to be a 6 seed.
All right.
I'm banking on it. I'm going to say playoffs are going to be these seeds right here.
If they 1-1 the next week, they lose against TSM, win against, lose against. Oh, they lose against FlyQuest. No, they win against FlyQuest, lose against TSM, and then they would they win against Dig and lose against Immortals, or it'd be the other way around. I'm more expected to be the other way around. They lose against the team that's doing worse, and then win against the team that's doing the best.
Yeah, that is the Immortals way.
Okay, and then if that happens, let's see, say. All right, actually, I can't do all this. Just
I know it's so much math to be like. I need something to plug in. Wins and losses.
I'm like, okay, if this happens, that means EG will have this many games, blah blah blah, and all the other stuff. But okay, I no, I do not believe that. I think no. I agree. Honestly, it's for me. It's gonna be. I think FlyQuest is going to drop down a bit. I think EG is going to be number, and
yes,
yeah. EG looked pretty good. They looked pretty clean. They figured out, hey guys, Kuma is almost mastering the fake god strat of not losing too hard in lane. That's legit. That's legit. I realized he's like he's learning how to not lose too hard, and then team pretty well because he's a pretty good team fighter. His Jace game, you see LCK or LPL Jace is like, oh, I'm gonna 1v9, smash this lane, smash the game. Kuma was like, I'm just gonna not die,
Yeah.
And then they proceeded to he KS'd all Jizuke's kills. And they went 8-1-5.
I know. I was like, this scoreline is such bullshit. This is not.
Yeah. Oh man, but they may have figured out. Hey, maybe we should put him on comfort, and he'll find a way. He'll find a way, and then get to team fight. So, and then FlyQuest, there's a high chance that they drop down. I feel FlyQuest just has too many weaknesses. To be honest, like their Viper honestly is not that good. It'd be funny if they just go Riven top for the next 4 games, and that's what helps them stay in play. That'd be hilarious. Yeah, Viper isn't that good. Wild Turtle is also a weak point in my eyes. He's just not it. To be honest,
me either. I 100% agree.
Yeah, after last week, I was just like, maybe Wild Turtle should maybe retire, or take a step back and do. I'd be fine with. Imagine Wild Turtle on the analyst test would be pretty cool. I'd like that. Maybe he should take a step back and not play.
Just don't play anymore.
Yeah, like I could see some other like imagine Tactical on FlyQuest.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
How high are you on Tactical now after the next week?
It's his first week was pretty good. Second week he faltered. He was that's okay. He is a rookie. You can't expect this guy to just come in and for like immediately. The 2-0 was surprising and it was nice. Like and he showed up, but he's a good rookie.
I agree.
He's the savior. I'm not saying he's the savior of NA, but he could definitely take the spot of some of the current ADCs that are playing. Well, yeah, he could definitely take the spot of certain ADCs that are playing. Like honestly, I feel in NA what we have are good supports, good ADCs, and good jungle. Those are the good things that we produce. So I feel like if you keep a core mid and top and just plug in, well, not plug in a jungle, but like take a good jungler into a team. Like we have Akaadian and Dardoch. Akaadian popped off in the game, but his team entered. Well, his top lane entered. And we have Dardoch. Dardoch has always been good, and now he's on a good. So, it's just it really depends, But I definitely feel some of the ADCs that we have lurking around in the academy could replace some ADCs that we have right now.
I agree 100%. There's a ton of talent I think that's not getting used.
Yeah, I really wish they'd expand to
12 teams.
12 teams. 2 more teams. Like that'd be great. We already have one, the academy.
Yeah, why not? Another one. let's just have another one. What do you think? And this is a topic just to kind of branch off the tactical thing. The double lift benching, and then they get one more loss, and they bring it back in for the Monday game. What did you make of that? Because that just didn't really sit well with me. As like if the idea was you didn't even keep him out 1 week. One actual benching week. Yeah,
like looking at this, I'm looking at the game right. Tactical went 4-4-4. Core JJ went 0-3. Gentleman went 3-1-2. Impact went 0-2-5, and Broxo went like 1. It's like I can understand if they feel double, because Doublelift has always been a big voice on his team, you know, telling them, "Hey, you dumbasses, go do this shit. Okay, we gotta make this play so we could be aggressive." And that's what Doublelift tried to do in the TL Immortals game. You know, I saw something and all about that, but I think that was wrong. You have a team of 4 veterans, and they should all know how to play and how to win.
Yeah,
And honestly, taking Tactical out after a 2-0, which is so much than what Doublelift had this whole split in regards to like just getting a 2-0 week in general. And it's kind of demoralizing to him. He's like a rookie, you know. It's like, oh man, I got to take just because I lost funds, and he didn't really play that bad either. You know, it was just Pobelter was the voice that they had, and Pobelter led them to the win. That's why Pobelter was 11-1. TL should have kept Tactical in for this week also. You know, they'll only learn more by playing more, and if they put Doublelift in and they still lost.
Yeah.
What does that say?
Exactly. Like, also for Tactical, like to be a young player and get put in that position and then to get yanked immediately, that can do a lot for your confidence. You know, to say like, here you are, we trust you, go play. Oh, you had one bad game. Well, we're gonna give Doublelift the spot back immediately. And something about if you want to be a world team, compete for a world title, world semifinal, whatever, and 4/5 of your team can't beat LCS teams, that's a red flag for me. Because I don't think any team that one player should be that important. If your aspirations are to go win, you know, at a world stage, you don't see RNG, the half the split that Uzi doesn't play, you know, that they're just like, well, we're just going to suck until he gets back. You know, they're competitive. Some people say they're even better. I might agree with that. There's more resources in the top and mid. But yeah, like it's super disappointing to see them immediately yank back on that and say like, well, we do think Doublelift's that important. And for Doublelift now, what's the incentive if your team needs you that much? You know, the whole bar they set up of you could get benched. You know, we could play without you. Now doesn't exist anymore because they played one game and lost, and they immediately needed you. And it's like, well, now he has all the power there. And if you're any other player on that team, now you have to feel like, well, if we don't have Doublelift in, we can't, you know. It's just, like, I don't like it.
And I feel, and like, if Tactical performed like Wind in his first week, like Tactical went 0-3-11 in his game versus TL, and then in his game versus Evil Geniuses, he went 1-3. And he also didn't land a single Ash that game, by the way. So if like I don't understand if Tactical performed like Win during the 2 week and they took him out, but Tactical performed and he performed well, you know. So taking like if they had an O2 week versus if they just had a straight up O2 week this then I'd be like, okay, I can understand if you want to try and put in Doublelift the next week because, you know, maybe Tactical isn't ready, you know, or he just hasn't had the time to really get fully active. Watching the TL piece, he was saying how the second week it was kind of like rough for him. He doesn't have the experience to know like when to do certain things, you know.
Yeah.
He can't. He will play scared because he doesn't know. He doesn't have the experience, but that's why you have veterans on. Okay. There's I don't know, TL and stuff like this that really sets it in that like TL will most likely not make to playoffs. You know, I'm not counting them out completely, but I really feel that like choices like that or are just like reasons where hey, they're just not gonna work out. You know.
Yeah, I mean it's a week for stuff like this. You know, Tom Brady leaves the Patriots. TL's not going to make playoffs. They're pretty much one and the same level of importance.
Yep.
Dynasties just falling apart left and right. But I don't know. I can't help but say, and I hate doing this because in esports, coaching staffs are such a tough thing to define because coaches do different things from team to team. But it really feels like, from a staff perspective, that Team Liquid has not been to the bar they've set themselves these last couple of years. Because they've always kind of prided themselves on being a team that has the best staff, the best facilities. They set their players up for success. And this split specifically, there's several times where I'm like, wow, they didn't handle that well, or that draft wasn't good, or the way they're handling double-list benching has not been good, or any of that. Just felt like it's been a mess of a split. And at this point, I agree with what you said earlier. I think the best thing for this team would almost be to go out, not make playoffs. They're not going to do that, obviously, or want that. But if they miss playoffs this split, that has to be a wake-up call for this team. If you're not making playoffs in NA, you're not going to go to Worlds. Yeah. And if you do go to Worlds, you're not going to make it out of groups again, because these teams are not near as hard as anyone you're going to play on the World stage.
And they're already struggling like this much, it's just not going to, it's not working. That's just what it is. They're struggling this much against these NA teams, and everyone's saying NA is really weak this season. But if NA is really weak and TL is doing this poorly, then what does that say about TL?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's I don't know. We'll see this week. They're up against EG, who's on an upswing, and they're up against Golden Guardians, who's basically next to right now. Yeah, they are. They're Titans, and Golden Guardians already has a win over. So this is the make or break week, honestly.
In my opinion, they have to 2-0. They have to 2-0 this week.
Yeah, they would have to.
Because they've got Cloud9 next week, and if they don't 2-0 this week, if they go 1-1 both weeks, they're going to end up being 8-10. And with how close everything is, I don't think that makes playoffs. Because that means you're going to give either Golden Guardians or EG a win this week, and that's going to give them a leg up on you in the playoff race, which is already too tight. And if that happens, it's real slim chances they beat C9 and make it into playoffs. That could be the Team Liquid thing to do, to drop a game this week and then end up beating C9 in the last game of the split and making it into playoffs.
I'm just gonna say now they won't.
I don't think they will. I don't think they will.
Difference. The top difference is too huge. Like, Impact has not been playing good. Mid diff isn't huge, but how Niski played, because Jensen could get his leads in lane, but he honestly is not one. I've not seen him this split at all to be the one to go make roams and do this or do that and make the big play. The only time I think about it is when he made like one really good Orianna. It was during the dig game earlier and they still lost that game though. So and then their bot lane. Unless Double Lift had like some crazy resurgence, I don't think their bot lane could beat Sven Vol. And in the jungle situation, Blabber's insane. So
yeah, he's a monster.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's no So if they have to 2-0, if they want the 2-0 this week, I believe they could have a chance to beat FlyQuest in the following week, but it's unlikely. These guys, they're not. I'm just gonna say no. They're not gonna make it.
I think it's a very slim chance if they do.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to add this week? I know there's not a lot since we haven't had any games, but
Yeah, that's true. Well, MSI got moved to the middle of not the middle of summer. Actually, is it in the middle? No, it's like early in summer split, and that's really weird to me. Okay, because it's just awkward. It's really an awkward state to happen. Maybe the
Yeah.
teams aren't as good, and also that means the the first place team would most likely have to do like a boot camp and then do like another boot camp before summer. They probably have to double up on the boot camp. They boot camp for summer to be ready for, and then they boot camp again for MSI because they have to go to MSI.
That's gonna be such a mess.
Yeah, and then they'll have the MSI like jet lag or whatever, and maybe be trash when they get back. I made a Reddit post sometime saying how maybe they should, instead of having MSI, they should just cancel and just make Worlds awesome. But the main thing I said was it feels like a Rift Rivals with DLC. That's what this MSI is going to feel like, because it's in such a strange spot. And I don't know how I feel about it. It's just gonna be weird. And for all we know, the team that we're sending, imagine Cloud9 goes to MSI, but then they start off the summer split going like 0-4.
Yeah, that's a very real possibility.
What does that say? I'm not saying that that's going to happen, but that's just an example of what could happen. Like the level of play could just be not there.
Yeah,
really.
It's going to be the weirdest season we've had. Just all sports right now. Everything that the NBA is talking about, how perhaps the playoffs will just start when they come back, and they still have like 20 games to go for each team in the season. For us, we're hitting MSI like in the summer split. It's going to be weird for sure. And I wonder how much, with everything that's happened, if somebody else wins the title in spring instead of Cloud9, how much is there going to be like the thought of, well, if there wasn't this break and all this weird stuff happening, does Cloud9 win that title? How much are people going to look at this and say, well, if that doesn't happen, such and such would have been better? Or if there wasn't a break, or even with MSI, we're going to say if MSI wasn't at this time instead of another time, how much are the results going to be weighed? Or is it going to be an asterisk next to everything that happens?
Yeah, and it really sucks because, it's the 10-year anniversary.
Yeah.
Of League of Legends. So, that's how I feel. I thought they should, I made this humongous Reddit post, I got some traction on it. Not that much to be on top of the page, but I was just saying it was maybe they like expand Worlds a bit instead of imagine groups was more for seeding rather than whether or not you get the knockouts.
Yeah.
No, cool. That'd be like you have your first to fourth seed, and your first seed players are all in different like trees of the, so they won't go against each other until possibly quarterfinal.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Exactly, and that'd be crazy. That'd be insane. That was just one idea that I had, and like I have so many ideas to like think. Riot should hire me because I have many great ideas for the tournaments. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Listen to Magi.
And then I was also
Riot, hire this man.
Yes, hire this man. Imagine Riot Magi. But no,
that just rolls off the tongue.
Riot Magi. Yeah, it really doesn't. Oh man, but yeah, that'd be really cool. Like if groups. Another thing that I had was like if plans maybe had. But that someone made a point that, hey, this would take too long because plans would take too long. I'm like, okay, then we could just keep the same. But it was going to be like plans would be, how two teams are against each other to get into groups.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it'd be like instead of that, and we'd have for actual group stage, we'd have 5 teams, and then that'd be round robin and everything. I'm just gonna link you the post. It's too much to talk about, but
it's beautiful.
But it's a lot. But it's I just think that's a good idea, or especially at least with the groups idea with making it just for seeding. I think that would make people like really happy. I know people want a losers bracket, but people only want a losers bracket because some of their teams lose too early in group.
Yeah, NA fans, be quiet. Wait.
Yeah, you dang an AFA. But no, so nah. That's all. That's all I really have to say. Just regarding MSI, it's just gonna be weird, and honestly, it'd be a great idea if they just cancel and make some changes for Worlds just to make it better. You know?
Yeah, I agree. Something to shake this up to give it a little different feel, also just for how weird things are. Yeah, it's going to be a really weird season. This is going to be one we remember for a long, long, long time for everything that's happened. But yeah,
yeah, this will go down in history, honestly.
Yeah, just to circle back, I'm just happy we've got games going on again. Thank God we're esports fans and they're able to play games from home.
Yes, I have been waiting. I've been like, oh man. I was going to watch LEC the week, and then I found out because it was like the timer was up, and then all of a sudden Shocks, hey, it's not happening this week, haha. And I'm like, what? So I was really sad about that. But yeah, I guess unless is there anything else you want to hit, or is that, or you know?
I think that's us. But next week we're going hard. Whatever happens, we're doing full playoff. Board with the strings all over it. What could happen? Yep. It's going to be a hot mess after this week.
Get ready for Prime Flame. If anyone does anything that I will think questionable this coming week, just everyone be ready. I will put on the flame goggles that I use for IMT for every team. So
we're going to tell you timestamps on the videos. You go to 36 minutes, 11 seconds. You watch this play and tell me you're not completely disgusted.
Exactly.
That's what it's going to be.
Tell me that you double of poor position here was the reason that they lost. Meanwhile, Impact is like 0-10 for some reason.
Yeah, let's ignore that. Forget that. That's not the problem. Yeah.
It's all about double. Oh, man.
Next week is playoff primer.
Yep. Next week we'll be talking about playoff. Next episode we will be talking about playoffs. We'll be really hard. We'll be talking about all possibilities. We'll be saying who we want at quote unquote MSI or Rift Rivals with DLC. And be sure to tune in. Really glad everyone's here. Sorry for that week break. Things have been crazy. But thank you for listening, and we'll catch you guys back next week to talk about. So thank you again.